Hey, you guys, I'm so excited because tomorrow I am starting to cycle sync and I'm getting serious about it. I purchased this book, In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti. I'll put it in the description. Unlock your hormonal advantage and revolutionize your life. Introducing the cycle syncing method, a 20-day plan with recipes, workouts, a daily planner, and biohacking toolkit. So that's what the book is about. And it's just going to kind of go over and let me just break this down for you really quick. So backstory. I feel like I've gotten into a really good rhythm with my body. Like I know I'm very intuitive with my own body over time. I've been able to do that. So like I know when I'm ovulating, I know when I'm in every stage of my period without even having a period tracker, but I still use a tracker because I like to know like what day I'm going to start. But like in every phase when I check my period, I know that that's right. So I'm like, okay, I'm already aligned like that. And then I even have like the intuitive eating down. So I'm like, I know when my body is doing it because I know like the appetite triggers. I've just gotten myself down to a T. So I'm like, I want to actually learn about cycle syncing and actually apply it the correct way and just document it and just share my experience too, because I'm like, not a lot of people know about this, or if you do know about it, you might think it's too hard to actually do, or you don't have the discipline, or you want to see somebody else do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the person that does it. I mean, I would do it anyway, but I just want to document the experience. So if anybody needs to look back on this video, you can. And if I want to see my progress too, more so than anything, because full vulnerability and everything right now, like my PMS is to the point where like I believe if I got diagnosed, like they would tell me that I had the PMDD, because everything I've researched and looked into happens to me. And recently I've been having just like really dark thoughts that I've never had before. So like around the time, like literally the week leading up to my period, and I've noticed it. I've been like observing myself for the last 3 months. And so this, like I'm literally ending my period today. And like I was like, this is my final straw. I'm getting my hormones in balance, because it actually is affecting my life when I sit down and look at the patterns that I go through. And I think a lot of that too has just been like this year, like the last like 3 years have been like self-discovery, like inward healing, everything like that. So like I've gotten to know myself even more so over the last 3 years, and just be so in tune with my body, like, and just my intuitiveness that I already naturally have. So I just lost my train of thought, but I'm excited to try this out. Read the book for knowledge. I'm not going to follow everything to a T. I'm just going to go with like my own intuitiveness. And that's what you guys should do too. Like, don't take every person's word for it, because we're all different. That's why I feel like everybody should share their experience, so we know like what different type of experience is out there. Not one experience is the same. So that's why I want to document my experience and what I'm learning, and make it real, like just real content of a 27-year-old girl who literally feels like her life is in shambles, and realizing that she probably has PMDD but hates the doctors. I've never been to the OBGYN. I've never done that. I didn't have health insurance up until I was like 26 anyway, so long story for another day. But don't do that. I know that you can heal your body naturally without having to go to doctors and stuff. Yes, getting checkups is good and everything. I obviously know that, but I just haven't done that for the circumstances I've had. And also too, just off of like what I've learned and what I can do for my body, and see how that helps me first. Because I also know that the only thing the doctors can really say is like try to regulate your hormones and like put you on birth control, like yada yada. But I also know that for other reasons, ladies should go to the gyno I just personally haven't been, and I'm not really looking for anyone to say anything. But I digress. So yeah, stick around. This is the intro to Leah's cycle syncing lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's not something you just fucking do. Like, you literally live your life around your cycle. In the flow, bitch. The fuck? All right. I'll see you in the morning. Okay, popping back in. I'm reading the first chapter of this book right now, and I just have to give my raw reaction. Like, it's just a wake-up call, this book is. Like, I'm kind of going crazy thinking right now, because everything that I've been intuitively feeling and like my inner knowings this book is saying, and it just further confirms everything that I've ever thought, and I don't feel as crazy after reading this book. And I think that's like a sign from the universe, like to show that yes, like, you do know what you're talking about. You're not wrong about the way that you felt and the things that you... What the fuck? This book is very informative, and I just wanted to share my raw reaction, but I'm going to share tomorrow and highlight what I've learned from chapter 1 so far. I think I might go chapter by chapter. We'll see how I do this. It might just be how I'm learning, but either way, you're coming along for the journey. This is my raw reaction, and I'm only on like 3 pages into chapter 1, and I'm just like, everything makes sense. More people need to know about this. This is actually insane because we are so not in tune with our bodies. I'll talk more on this tomorrow, but holy shit. Grand risings. Okay, it's the next day, and it's 5 a.m. and I'm about to go to the gym. So I literally today, like, I think this is day 7 on my cycle now. It's either day 7 or 6. Let me check. Okay, it's day 6 on my cycle right now. So I'm officially entered into the follicular stage. And so this is where I have to have charts and stuff because I don't know everything by heart right now. But your follicular stage, you're preparing for pregnancy. This is usually between days 6 and 14. And this is when you have a like higher energy, less appetite, which I'm already feeling like. Yesterday I started feeling like that. More energy. Well, I always get more energy a little bit when I'm started my period, and then obviously after you end, your energy comes back. So days 6 through 14, higher energy, less appetite. So today I have the energy to go to the gym. I'm gonna do my, and then the workouts that you can do is more like high intensity. So this is like, today I'm gonna do my leg day and lift heavier weights because you're in that stage where you can like have like more agility. So like workouts, high intensity intervals, jogging, hiking, cardio, heavy strength. And then for like focus, like working, it's gonna be the productivity phase. So today I'm gonna try to get some like work done in the like productivity era. So like, I don't know what that's gonna entail, but we'll see. So I'm gonna do leg day. I was gonna do boxing today, but I think I'm gonna do, maybe I'll walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes today. I don't know, we'll see. Right now I'm just doing the strength class, leg day. Is it leg day today, or is it, I don't know what day of the week it is that we're doing, but just know I'm going to the gym today, focusing on strength, and yeah. I feel like you have to look good, feel good on the days you have the highest amounts of energy. Honestly, every day, but that doesn't happen with me, okay? So as you can see, actually I don't think you can see the crazy mess in here. It's not a mess, it's just I did laundry and I need to fold it. Here's the OOTD, 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 yeah.
So yeah, why do I feel good this morning? Like, woo! Leaving for the gym in 10 minutes. Let's get it.
Hey, back at it. I'm back at the gym, bitch. You see me. And you guys, I'm really not playing around. I'm taking cycle syncing serious as fuck. So today starts my cycle syncing adventure, and I'm in my what phase am I in? I'm in my follicular phase right now. So that's the phase right after you end your menstrual cycle, and it's when you can go hard in the paint at the gym. So this is what I'm gonna be at for the week. And honestly, why was today giving hard? Like, we've done this workout multiple times, but I haven't worked out here in a week, and I felt it this morning. And I also lifted heavier too, because in this phase of your cycle is when you can lift the heaviest. So I went a little heavier than I normally do, and I am feeling it. Anyways, stay tuned for more cycle syncing workouts, and I love you so much. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've done so much this morning after the gym. Okay, so what you've missed is I went to the gym. I researched about what I should buy at the grocery store. And I went to the grocery store. I filmed a grocery haul that you'll see after this. And I'm eating some pomegranate because that's one of the fruits that's good during your follicular phase. Also, I need to bring up some of these points from this book. Like, if you're somebody that's actually watching this and interested, comment. Are you somebody who you like to read a book, or you like someone just to paraphrase it and tell you about it? Like, you're not actually gonna buy this book, but you would watch me talk about it. You know what I mean? Because I always wonder that. Like, I'm somebody who will read the book and watch somebody talk about it, because I like to see it put in action. But now I'm just doing that. So I'm reading the book. I'm summing it up for y'all. But I like to know how other people like that too. Okay. I guess I'm gonna do it however I want it. Anyway. Okay, anyways. So, I'm not gonna go over all the information in here, but one thing that I really wanted to preface is, like, first of all, I want to have representation for Black women, because I feel like there's really never a lot of representation for Black women who are serious about their health and like wanting to be natural and do things the natural way. If there are, they're just not like pushed out on any algorithms, or you had to literally type in YouTube cycle syncing Black girl, which, like, you'll probably have to do that for me too. But more of us doing it hopefully could change that one day. Also, this book talking about like studies that have been done and how like studies have been only done on males. Well, let's rephrase that, because studies have really only been done on white males, and especially when it's in the 1950s and stuff, you know? So like, white men have only been the subject of these studies. And I'm just curious, like, if Black people were to do a study just strictly on Black people and their makeup, because we have to realize too that Black and white people, yes, people are all people, but we have different DNA and genetic makeup, and that's just facts. And studies have not been done on Black women or men to know what actually goes on with our bodies. And we as Black women and just melanated beings have to be on different type of diets too. There's so much that goes into this, you guys, than people think, okay? And we're just scratching the surface. So
a couple things that stood out to me. Let me just read this one little part to you actually, because when I read this, I was like, you know what? Some people might need to hear this. Okay. She said, let's be real. Your sex ed class sucked. Media and advertising messages hammered it into your head that your period was something dirty you needed to hide. This mythology and lack of education keeps you from appropriate self-care. Our culture convinced us our bodies are projects to endlessly work on, while boys' bodies are power tools that help them master their lives. Is it any surprise we're out of sync with our bodies? Because of this faulty introduction to womanhood, we seek to suppress our biology because we believe it will help us be more successful. And it isn't working. Everything you've tried to get rid of, your unwanted weight, PMS, and breakouts is a bust. Your efforts to move up the corporate ladder or launch your own business compromise your health more than you'd like. And let me stop there, because this is something that I've been wanting to speak on about for so long. I'm like, how? There is no way you can achieve work goals, corporate ladder climbing, entrepreneurial goals without compromising your health, without thinking about your health. If some people do have a healthy, balanced lifestyle, good for them, but majority of people are not having a balanced lifestyle when it comes to this. And it's fucking crazy to me. This book gets me heated, to be honest, because it's all the shit I think about. So I'm like, it really is. And that's one thing, like a main reason why I quit my job too, because I'm like, or quit my job and I know that I'm never gonna go back to working how society thinks that you should work ever again, because I'm like, I'm not willing to compromise any part of myself for a job, for a check. It's not worth it to me personally. So this book about to get me right. Okay. In addition to being overextended with invisible work, actual work, and motherhood, we add to our drive to be perfect to our wellness activities too. And this is so true. Oh my God. So like, I'll give a personal example. I will go hard in the gym every day of the month. Like the days that I go to the gym, 5 days a week, I'll go hard as fuck at the gym. And that's like overexerting your energy. Like women don't work like that. We're not on a cycle to work out at least how men do. You can just lift weights heavy as fuck for 30 days out of the month. Our cycle does not work like that. First 2 weeks, high intensity. Next 2 weeks, lower intensity type moves. And us as women have to understand that it's okay to not fucking be perfect. There's nothing to like, there's no perfect thing to strive for, you know? So why not unlearn and relearn? I'm not here to scold y'all either, but this just gets me hot. It really does. Okay. She said, what you don't realize is that we struggle needlessly, drained of the energy we need to create because we look for help from diets, healing protocols, and time management tools that leave the female cycle out of the equation. Most of the advice you're following is intended for men with the assumption, and that's a big one, and the same advice will translate to women. I've got news for you. It doesn't. Our miseducation runs deep, and it's so true. And it's so crazy when I sit here and like just think about shit like, wow. And then the common misconceptions or common myths about, let me just tell you a couple of the big ones. That PMS is just a part of having a period. I thought, or we're taught, that just comes along with it. You are hormonal, you act bitchy because you're about to be on your period, your cramps hurt, you're just stuck with this. Like, women just have to go through this and it sucks. And that's completely not true. And I've always had a feeling that that's not true. And then this book is just proving it to me that that's not true. I'm like, there has to be a way that we don't have to be this fucking miserable. There's no way that our life is supposed to be like that. and I guess let me only speak for myself. I say like we and stuff a lot. And let me say me. I know I'm personally not supposed to be like that. I know that I can be better. So ready? So basically with the myth being PMS is just part of having a period, the truth is that science shows us that PMS symptoms arise only when there is an imbalance of estrogen and progesterone during the luteal phase. This imbalance can be triggered by your diet choices, such as coffee, sugar, dairy, dieting, juice fast, and low-fat diets, or by the more insidious suppression of feminine energy, the energy of change. So there's so many factors, and I know for a lot of girls, like, and I relate to this too, like, that's just too much. Like, I don't have time, or I don't want to change my diet like that, or I like eating dairy, or yada, 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 or whatever the case may be. But if you're someone that's actually going the fuck through it, what choice are you gonna make? Like, sometimes you have to do and make hard choices and have the self-discipline to help you. So, I digress. Oh my God, and listen to this. According to the National Institute of Health Biocycle Study, the longer PMS goes unchecked and untreated, the greater the risk for cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and dementia post-menopausally. So there's a lot of things like that are gonna give us cancer and stuff, or that are causing cancer. I'm somebody that if I learn about stuff, I will change that immediately, or try to incorporate making those changes to my life. So I'm not gonna sit here and know that you don't have to have PMS and then still choose to do it because I wanna have my life and just live it. If that's you, that's you, but I take my shit seriously because I wanna live my most healthy and abundant life while I'm here. Fuck. But so, you can get all of those cancers strictly because of your PMS and not doing anything about it. And we wonder why people have fucking cancer and shit. We wonder why all that, like, it's just crazy. There's so many reasons why people have cancer too, but we are strengthening our likelihood to get cancer every single day. She says, when people live in tune with their cycle, eating the right foods and nurturing their feminine energy, PMS symptoms disappear. The premenstrual phase can actually be a time of insight, clarity, and direction. It can fill you with a can-do, get-it-done attitude and a desire to clean house, literally and metaphorically. I have renamed PMS prioritizing myself, and if more women did the same, we would have far fewer premenstrual symptoms. So that right there was enough for me to tune the fuck in and learn what I need to do personally. And then I'm just gonna read the myths, what the myths are and what the truths are, but I'm not gonna go into detail. But myth number 2 is that cramps are unavoidable, so you can avoid cramps. Yeah, and that's the truth. That misconception or myth, cramps are avoidable, that's false as fuck. And here's a little proof behind that. Your body produces one type of prostaglandin, PGE2, that causes uterine contractions, and in excess can lead to cramps. So our hormones are all out of whack, which is why we have cramps. And if I can actually reflect in my life, I'm like, yeah, I don't do the healthy shit that I really should be doing, and eating the proper nutrients and taking the time out. Because why? I have a job that's stressful, and I have kids and yada 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 and da da da. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy when you learn shit. But I'm like, if you're somebody who has PMS, you have to sit down and think about what is causing that. So sharing that with you, I've kind of gotten on this thing where I started intermittent fasting, and like it's just become such a habit now that like it's like clockwork to me. And I'm like, that could be what is making my PMS symptoms go more crazy, because I should be eating more on my period and eating more carbs on my period and stuff, you know? So I'm like, wow, that's something I can already change right there. Another thing is during my period, I'm vegan, so I don't eat dairy, but I'll still eat the dairy-free, like I'll have ice cream, I'll have more junk foods, more salty foods, and that's what you should be staying away from in your cycle, you know? So I can already like take 2 things away that I've been doing to see if that helps me. But that's why I said I'm gonna be the test rat, the lab rat, and I'm gonna tell you how it works for me, because I know some people out here don't have the time, don't have the willpower, don't have the patience, but I have all 3 of those. Okay, myth number 3, being on the pill helps you regulate your period. That's the wrong answer. And I've been saying this, like, birth control ladies, what are you doing on birth control? Seriously. From me to you. What are you doing on birth control? Being on the pill does not help you regulate your period. And let me just share this little part with you, because this part had me fucked up. What you experience when you're on the pill is not a real period. It's actually a withdrawal bleed that bears no psychological resemblance to the natural period that comes at the end of your monthly hormonal cycle. You may be surprised to discover that the placebo week found in most birth control packs was created as a marketing ploy. In the early days of the pill, manufacturers thought women would be so disturbed by the idea of not bleeding at all that they wouldn't want to use it. Joke's on them. That's how the placebo week was born. For real menstruation to occur, you need to be ovulating, but the pill prevents this critical phase of your cycle. Without ovulation, your gorgeous hormonal cycle gets stuck in a static low hormonal phase and can't create a period. Furthermore, synthetic birth control does not correct hormonal imbalances. It merely suppresses your own hormonal function and allows you to go years or decades without addressing the root cause of symptoms, which makes your overall health worsen. And then there are all the nasty side effects to consider. And I don't just mean the ones listed. Oh wait, she's just talking. She's saying the pill depletes your nutrients, it disrupts your microbiome, and it increases depression. Myth 4 is that you don't need to have a period. And that's like along with like skipping your monthly cycle. And I was only on birth control for 1 month I was on birth control one time, and it was when I was in college. And I really wanted to get on it because my cramps were so bad. I'm like, I want to be able to skip my periods too, because I didn't want to have to deal with it. I just didn't have the mindset that I really cared about my body like that, and also didn't know, like, it just was a normal thing people do. So I was like, I want to skip my period. But then when I got on the birth control, I went into a crazy like depression. So I got off of the birth control, and then that kind of regulated back to normal. And thinking about it, I'm like, damn, I would skip my periods. What the fuck? Imagine. Why are we skipping our periods, ladies? Okay. Our menstrual cycle is so critical to our overall health and well-being that the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists have decreed that menstruation is a 5th vital sign, just as important as a pulse, temperature, breathing rate, and blood pressure. Like, it's just sad that we've gotten to a point where we don't give a fuck about health because there's a quick fix for everything. And the more I think about it and stuff, it's just sad to me. It really is, because we just don't give a fuck. And I hope more people start to. And the only way more people are going to start to is when shit starts happening to them. But also that doesn't even really help people. The last is, if you have a bad period, there's not much you can do. And that's what I thought. I just thought my periods are bad and it's just something that I have to live with. but that's not the case. You can cycle sync. So you can take action of the foods that you're having. You can make sure you're getting the right workouts in. And I feel like cycle syncing, it's not for someone who's like just on, well, let me take that back. I feel like you have to really educate yourself on this stuff in order to make it a lifestyle, because you have to understand what you're even doing. So if you're not looking to do that, like live your life how you're living it, no one's telling you to change it right now. It could be years from now that you realize that you need to do this, and that's fine. But if you're someone that thinks this is too much, I would just start with cleaning up your diet. Clean up your diet a little bit if you're somebody who eats a lot of processed foods and stuff. Start there. And yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited that I get to share my journey with you. And that's all that I have for this first intro to my cycle syncing. Up next is gonna be the grocery haul that I'll be posting. And yeah, stay tuned for my cycle syncing lifestyle. Shit don't ever stop, okay? Perfect. Love ya.